Raider Nation, what's going on? First question's coming in from NFL News Channel 01. Appreciate the super chat. Mitch, you should do a Madden video using the new team. Chat Sports Tournament. If the Raiders could take any player they wanted, who would it be? So I personally am terrible at video games. Tom, on the other hand, is a little bit better, and we do have something cooking up a little bit. So if you like video games, if you like Madden, you might be able to see it happen here. But if I could get any player, who would it be? I mean, honestly, it's probably Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's the best player in the NFL. And if Patrick Mahomes came to the Raiders, this is an instant Super Bowl caliber team. So it's a quarterback-driven league. So, yeah, I'd probably go with Patrick. Let's go to Henry. What up, Henry? The Kansas City Queefs don't use Manscaped because they are not men. Well, Henry, if you're a man, and if you're not a Queefs fan, apparently, you can get the perfect package. It's 20% off. All you got to do is use code Raiders. So, Henry and the rest of the Raider Nation out there, I got a question for you. Do you have the perfect package? Like, I want you to think about it, okay? I want you to think about the size, the girth, the color of it. Do you have the perfect package? Give me a Y for yes, or you can go type in N for no, and it's okay. It's all about honesty here on the Raiders Report, and I'm okay with that. So give me a Y for yes, or I want you to give me an N for no. And for those of you that are typing that N for no, you can get the perfect package, 20% off when you use code Raiders. So what does the perfect package come with? It comes with a new and improved Lawnmower 3.0, which is water-resistant, cordless body trimmer, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for you when you're on the go. Who knows? Maybe to a Raiders game. And guys, bottom line, I don't want you to drop the ball on this deal, okay? Don't pull an Amari Cooper. Don't pull a Michael Crabtree. Get the perfect package, 20% off. Use code Raiders. And probably some of the best things about it, yeah, you do get the free boxers. You do get the free bag. I got the boxers on right now. Not even kidding you. They are the most comfortable boxers you ever wear. The ball toner, it helps you out. They got ball deodorant in case things get a little, swampy down there. Bottom line, Manscaped's helping you out, and portion of the sales goes to ball cancer. And yes, it is free shipping. Manscaped to a guy that's got 69 in his name. I think that's pretty fitting. What up, NA Warrior? Carr's going to silence all the haters in 2020. There are a lot of Derek Carr haters, and, that's okay. I think that's what comes with the quarterback position. However, I do think that there's a point where, people were saying, Mitch, you're a hater for wanting Aaron Rodgers over Carr. That doesn't make me a hater. That makes me a realist. I think that's the big difference. But are we ever going to get Derek Carr where it's like 35 touchdowns? No, I don't think that's how this team's going to operate. I want a Derek Carr that manages a team a lot like what Ryan Tannehill did last year, where minimum yardage, low interceptions, and just focusing on the run. That's how I want Carr to play. That's how we're going to win football games. Got another super chat coming in here. What up, Roosevelt? What do you think Bryan Edwards' 40 time is? So, Bryan Edwards out of South Carolina, he's been a very consistent player in college. I mean, he's had I want to say above 700 receiving yards all 4 years that he was out South Carolina. I don't know what exactly his 40 time was, but he's not a player that's based his skill set off speed. He's going to be a solid red zone option, and I think the reason why the Raiders drafted him was if Tyrell Williams doesn't work out this year, you let Tyrell go, save basically $11.1 million in terms of cap space, and then you just move on and go with a younger player in Bryan Edwards. So, what do you think his 40 time is? If you guys want to take a guess, go for it. I'm all good with that. So, all right, let's now go to Mad Vet Woodworking. Do you think Amik Robertson takes Joyner's job? Amik is a job. Well, is a dog. I got job on my mind. All right, so, do I think Amik takes Joyner's job? I'm actually hoping he doesn't, right? Because if Joyner does what he needs to do, then no, it's not going to happen. Do I have high hopes for Amik? Absolutely. You're looking at another case here where the reason why I think the Raiders drafted Amik is because if Joyner doesn't do his job, he's going to get, probably cut next season. But then you can lean on a player like Robertson, who they drafted out of the 4th round. And if y'all like me enough and you don't want me to lose my job, I would appreciate if y'all subscribe to the Raiders Report for nonstop coverage on the silver and black. So hit the big red button. Before I went live today, I saw some people saying, Mitch, can you do 2 Raiders Reports a week? It's about 2 Chucky heads right now, all right? I need more subscribers. We need more people to hit that sub button. So if you know any Raider fans, all I ask is if you want 2 shows a week, to take the link, youtube.com/Raiders Report, send it to the your 10 biggest fans. Can you do that for me? Because I'm getting close. Once I get to 50K subs, I think I might be able to do 2 shows a week, okay? Appreciate it. Let's now go to Trog Clan. Interesting name. What is your record prediction? Well, Trog Clan, 2 things. Are you subscribed? I'm not sure, because I've already put out my record predictions video. So what I want you to do, instead of me saying this is what I predict, go on the channel, type in Raiders 2020 record prediction. You'll be able to find it. Cool? Let's now go to the super chat from Henry. Henry, Andy Reid should star in a McDonald's commercial. Henry, you're really getting your jabs in here on the Chiefs. I think the way he would respond to that is like, if I got to eat at McDonald's and I'm going to be a Super Bowl champion, that's what he would do. Honestly, if I had to eat McDonald's every day to win a Super Bowl, I'd probably do it. You can rip on Andy, but he's been pretty successful. Let's go to Kenny. What up, Kenny? Buddy, what's your thoughts on the defensive line? I think the defensive line is going to be better again. When you look at 2018, only the 13 sacks. Then you add players like Max, who just absolutely killed it. But I also really like what we did on the defensive tackle side of the football this year with Malik Collins. Plus, you add Rod Marinelli to the defensive line to be a solid coach. I think the line is better. We have a lot more depth. However, for us to really take that next step, I love the signing of Nassib. I think it's one of the most underrated signings we had in free agency. But for us to take that next step, let's be real. Cleveland Ferrell needs to live up to being that pick, number 4 overall in the 2019 draft. Let's go to another super chat from Troy_ya-boy66. Mitch, if we win against the Saints, playoffs. Well, if we beat the Saints, I would definitely say it would surprise me. I think the Saints are one of the best football teams in the league. Can we do it? Opening up our new stadium on Monday Night Football? Sure, right? It's the NFL. Anything can happen. But to say that we're going to make the playoffs after 2 weeks, I'm still going to pump the brakes on that a little bit. However, it is right now the highest priced football game because I think it's the most entertaining game. Monday Night Football, new stadium, Saints, Raiders. If you want to get your tickets, only $2,300 right now. Let's go to Jeff Rogers. What up, brother? Appreciate you watching. One of my most loyal watchers. Can Darren Waller have an even better season this year, or with the additions, his production will go down? I think in terms of volume, it's definitely going to go down, right? I mean, you're looking at Waller, who had 90 catches last year. I believe off the top of my head, 1,145 yards and 3 touchdowns. For Waller, the touchdown numbers, I think, do go up this season. However, the receptions, they will go down. The yards will go down. But that's okay because we have more options. And honestly, the only stat that really matters is touchdowns when you really look at it. So if that's the one that goes up, that's the one I'm happy with. Let's go to Jared. Jared, my man, get a pick. Do you think Tanner Muse will start at outside linebacker at all this year? Does he have a chance? Absolutely. I mean, I think it's interesting because when he obviously played safety at Clemson, and what did the Raiders want this entire offseason? What was the one thing that they wanted? They wanted to get players who bought into a system, they wanted to get players who were proven winners, and they wanted to get versatility. That's what you have in Tanner Muse, and for a player of his size to be able to run a 4.4140, that's impressive. Now, he's still a little bit raw. He's kind of transitioning to a whole new position in the NFL. That's going to be tough to do. Will he start at outside linebacker at all? I would probably say only one Chucky head at this point, but does he have the upside to do it? Sure, but also linebacker is still kind of thin for us, but if we are looking for more players with some versatility, hey, Tanner Muse, you keep the mustache, you keep rocking it. So speaking of Tanner Muse and speaking of just players in general, I have now done 3 interviews off the top of my head. So I did Dominic Eberle, Madre Harper, and Dalen Levitt, and I know a lot of y'all are like, can you get more interviews on the channel? So I'm actually going to ask for your help here, okay? So what I want you to do is think about a player that you want me to interview, and then I can, put it here on the channel. So what you got to do, okay? Go to them on Instagram, go to them on Twitter. Slide in their DMs. The more people we do it, I bet you the better chance I have a player of coming on the show. So go on Instagram, go on Twitter. DM the player that you want me to interview and say, hey, man, go check out @MitchellRenz365. Join his Raiders Report show. It's a great show. The more people we do that, the better chance I have of interviewing players. And then let me know which guys you want me to reach out to myself. Can you do that? Cool. Let's go to Liam. What up, Liam? What you got for me? And remember, #Raiders or to skip the line. I know there's a lot of questions coming in. You guys can also, super chat. So we have, will Bowden be utilized this season or need a year in Gruden's offensive scheme? I think no matter what, as a rookie, you need some time to learn any kind of scheme. And I think it is going to be a little bit challenging for him because he's not only going to learn wide receiver, he's also mainly going to learn running back. But they don't make many athletes like Bowden, right? I mean, he was absolutely insane in Kentucky. And, in fact, he led the the nation in yards per carry was 7.1. He's an extremely talented dude, but I think he's also, don't be surprised if he's in there sometimes for quarterback, like trickery plays. He's going to be utilized. I don't expect him to get a ton of work, but if you can at least maybe give him 3 touches a game, put him out on the field for 10, 12 snaps during a tough 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, where you got to pick up that clutch first down, I am very excited to see how they use him. Let's go to Robert. What up, my man? Do you think Jon Gruden is going to use Derek Carr and Mariota interchangeably based on the line we are playing? No, I do anticipate Mariota getting some run, right? I mean, I know that some people think that Derek Carr is really bad at read option. I saw an article out there by somebody from Raider Wire that said that he's terrible based off 15 throws. I don't really think that's fair. But I do think Marcus Mariota is going to be used in some read option. This team moved the football pretty well last season, top 10 in terms of yards. It was just really converting once we got into the red zone. So interchangeably, no. But will Mariota get some playing time? Yes. Let's go to King Higgins. What up, my man? Could Dak be a potential quarterback target if the Cowgirls move on, the Raiders move on from Carr, and the Raiders don't get Rodgers? So you're basically looking at 2021. I don't see Dak being a potential option because he's going to want too much money. And in my opinion then, if you can have Derek Carr for 21.5 or Dak for basically 35, I think it's a very easy option. And then in terms of Rodgers, if you want another quarterback, you either A, go out for Rodgers or invest in the draft, because I do like the quarterbacks coming out in this year's draft. But do I want Dak Prescott? No, I do not. Let's go to Flip. What up, Flip? Hey, Mitch, with all the defensive backs currently on the roster, how many do you think we actually keep? So I am going to be coming out with my video on some basically 53/55-man roster projections here. But in terms of how many players are they going to keep, I know that the Raiders want a ton, and I mean a ton of players in the defensive backfield because of how many injuries we saw last year. I would probably anticipate, you're looking at a guaranteed 5, a guaranteed 10. You're probably looking at 12, 13. I could probably see 13 players from the defensive backfield making the Raiders team on defense. Again, I will take a little bit deeper dive, though, on one of my later videos. Let's go to Millen. What up, Millen? Milan. Will Henry Ruggs, this looks like a question I wrote, will Ruggs win Rookie of the Year? I don't think that he ends up winning Rookie of the Year, and I think it's 2 reasons. I think, 1, quarterback-driven league. 2, if Josh Jacobs didn't win it last year, I can't really sit here and confidently say that a Raiders player's going to win it, right? Like, Henry Ruggs would have to just do some outlandish things. Period. So, when I look at Tua, when I look at Joe Burrow, I just think no matter what Ruggs does, it's going to end up going to one of those quarterbacks. Let's go to another super chat from a very loyal watcher, especially today. Henry, Ruggs going to be burning people like Joan of Arc. That's such a good line. It's true, right? Anytime you have a player who's running the 4.27, I'm excited to see, though, because I think everyone thinks that, he's just a burner, right? He's only going to run streaks. And is he a good deep threat? Absolutely. Low catch rate. But the way that he's going to be used, quick slants, getting the ball out of Derek's hands fast, and then once he's in open field, good luck. I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't want to be the guy trying to run him down because it's not going to happen. Let's go to Liam. If we don't make the playoffs, can you see a quarterback taken first round in the draft and Trey Lance or someone like that? So drafted Trey Lance. Do you mean like Trevor Lawrence? Trey Lance. Who? Oh, the guy had no interceptions last year. So 20 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 28 touchdowns. 28 touchdowns, 0 picks from North Dakota State. That's Trey Lance. The only issue is I heard Tom about a week ago talk about him. You're going to see some regression, right? Anytime you're at North Dakota State, I get it. It's been Carson Wentz. You've had a guy like Easton Stick. You're going to put up good numbers. However, the quarterbacks that I really look at, probably going to be out of reach for the Raiders, Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert. Not Justin Herbert. Fields. But I think when you look at the Raiders, and if they don't make the playoffs, I don't think we're going to be that bad where we take a quarterback in round one. You could see them maybe looking somewhere in free agency, but ultimately, Liam, I hope that doesn't happen because I want the Raiders to make the playoffs. So if I missed your question, I know a lot of them came in, and I'm sorry. I will do my best as soon as the live show is over to go and answer them. So if you don't already, please follow me on Instagram. I am at MitchellRenz365, and basically what I do after the show, I go in, I see the question. So if I missed it, again, I am sorry. You can DM me, but you got to follow me. It's at MitchellRenz365. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.